What is up, everyone? Jay here with a Nintendo Direct Switch 2 reaction, or Switch 2 Nintendo Direct, should I say. This isn't a live reaction. I already watched the thing, but I wanted to give my thoughts on it and rewatch some of the things because this Direct was insane. It was a 10 out of 10 for me personally. I'm so excited for this console because the Switch is very outdated and the Switch 2 is improving in so many ways. And the first game they're going to show is, of course, Mario Kart 9, which is called Mario Kart World. We know the name of it. And it looks amazing. I mean, the graphics look great. Mario Kart's always looked good. But these karts are amazing. That was one of the things I didn't like about Mario Kart 8. As much as I love that game, some of the karts were kind of meh looking or like memey. But this game is going all out with the kart designs. I love it. It looks like there's so many different options. And it's like, I mean, look at this. You can turn into a freaking boat and snow sled thing. Like, obviously we've raced on the water and the snow before, but we've raced in the water, not like on the water, which is really cool. So I like how there's the terrain element there. Look at the tracks, they look incredible. And as a big Mario Kart fan, who's someone who plays it with friends a lot, this is going to be arguably probably the greatest Mario Kart ever, just because, I mean, the roster is going to be insane. We'll get to that. And look, you can grind rails like it's Sonic Riders or Tony Hawk. You can go on walls. I mean, and there's freaking the cow, Moo Moo Meadows cow is playable, and they're adding like every enemy in this game. We got Hammer Bros. There's going to be you can play as Goomba and the crab. Even the fish skeleton guy is playable. Like, they did not anybody's in this game. You can do like mid-race upgrades and change your outfit. Peach looking cute. Like, I don't know what's going on. Look at these car designs. Look at the Bill one, the bike. Oh my goodness. This game is going to be amazing. And Mario Kart 8 was great, and it's still a great game, obviously, but we've been playing the game for like 10 years since it came out on the Wii U. It's about time we got a new one, and Mario Kart World is not going to disappoint. The only thing that's disappointing is the price is apparently $80 for US, which is very pricey. I know a lot of people are complaining about the price for the games and stuff, which I'm not going to go too much into because they revealed it on like the website and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I don't know why the captions are in what different language. But yeah, this game is going to be so hype. I can't wait to play this with my friends. And a lot of the stuff in this Direct I don't post about on my channel, but I'm a huge gamer outside of the things I post. I just love playing games, Nintendo and non-Nintendo. Look at the Boo with the outfit on these, and you can free roam. That's the thing they talked about. You can free roam and go outside the map and like continue racing all over the world. That's why it's called Mario Kart World. Like, this game is going to be so cool. You can take pictures with your friends. Yeah, drive virtually everywhere, so you don't have to drive on the track, which is amazing. There's a Grand Prix, of course. I like the design of this a lot, and it's going to be so much fun. Like, like I said, I think this is going to be the GOAT Mario Kart for sure. On a new and improved console, everything. You got the babies. You have the freaking the sand caterpillar thing as a playable person. The bee you can see right there. There's different outfits for people. That was another thing I wish Mario Kart did, was have new outfits. I don't know if these are you can choose them before the race starts or you have to get them in the race. I don't know how it's going to work, but still, I love the cosmetic changes. The track views are incredible, and hopefully we'll get DLC and stuff to add more tracks. But right now, this game is looking clean. This game is going to be so much fun. 24 racers is crazy. And then right here, I think they say if you don't get that placing before the race ends, the number right there, then you're eliminated. So there's like elimination as well. So this is going to be amazing. I can't wait. Yeah, there's the free roam thing they talked about. Look at these tracks, bro. I cannot wait, man. Yeah, this is going to be, I mean, the card combinations are already looking amazing. Like, it looks like there's so many different card combinations. I mean, obviously Mario Kart 7 and 8 had a lot, and other Mario Karts, but this game looks like it's going to have so much different customization, assuming there is customization. There's the camera mode. That's really cute. And this game is going to be peak, except for the $80 price tag. Look at this jet flying cart. That's really cool. Like, I can't wait, man. This is definitely one of my most anticipated games for the Switch 2, which is coming out in June. I can't believe it. Did I mention that at the beginning of the video? I think I might have. But yeah, I can't believe it's such an early release. I thought it would be like later this year in the holiday season, but they're releasing it in the summer, which I feel like is pretty rare. And the cover art for that is amazing. There's also a Direct for Mario Kart World coming on April 17. That's going to show more stuff. So that is incredible. I can't wait for this game, man. It's going to be so much fun playing with friends, especially with all the new Switch features. So yeah, Mario Kart World looking great. Next up, they showed the new Joy-Cons, and they are looking clean. They have a new C button on there, which is going to be for the camera. So there's a new camera option and a game share option on the Switch 2. So finally, we're kind of having a better, more modern console, because PlayStation has this, PlayStation 5 has like game share. So now we can do this on the Switch 2 and play with your friends, and you don't have to use Discord. However, I still have doubts on how smooth it's going to run, because it could be a little laggy. I think and some people were saying that in this footage that they showed, it was kind of lagging a little bit. But still, it's really cool to have this as an option. There you go. You can see, kind of like Discord, where you can play with all your friends. And if you have the camera, you can even see your friends. So this is really cool. Game share is going to open a lot of possibilities because, like I said, PlayStation has that feature where you can just watch your friends play without even having the game. And I guess game chat for Switch is also going to work like that. It's going to be Nintendo Switch Online, kind of thing where you have to pay for it, sadly, but still a cool option that is going to make gaming even more fun with your friends, especially for games like Mario Kart. So I really like that this is an option. Yeah, so they did go over it, like they went, they spent quite a bit of time over this part of the presentation about it, but it makes sense. It's a very cool feature that, hopefully it can run smoother or somewhat smooth. And they're also talking about other games like Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, which are actually getting upgrades. So you can upgrade the version, because the games on Switch are backwards compatible with Switch 2, thankfully, which is great. And then you can also have the option to upgrade them if you want, which I don't know how much the price. I don't know if they said the price for it. I was kind of hoping it'd be free, but I don't think it is. But you can upgrade like Mario Party Jamboree, for example. There's the Switch 2 camera, which apparently is $50 sold separately, which I don't know if it's worth, because you can just do it on Discord for free if you have a camera on your phone or your laptop. So I don't know if this camera thing is going to be something I'm going to get personally, but it's something you can do with this. I feel like most people are just gonna, they're just gonna play with their friends. They don't need to show themselves, but it's a option that you can do. But $50, if that's the case for the little camera, I don't know, man. But this Mario Kart gameplay is looking so clean. I can't wait. I can't wait, man. So yeah, game share, they go over it and stuff. And I'm not going to be going over every single thing I think I mentioned, but just the things I'm excited for, because this direct was an hour long and there was just so much games and stuff that were shown that I'm excited for that I couldn't even keep up. Like it was crazy. So here's the game share that are available via software updates, which is nice. 3D World, Mario Odyssey, Clubhouse Games, Captain Toad. So this is going to become obviously a bigger selection as time goes on. And here are the features for the Switch 2. So we have smoother gameplay, up to 120 frames per second. That is huge. That's really good. We have I don't think they mentioned it. Well, they're going to mention it later, but 256 gigabytes of storage, which is 8 times as much as the original Switch. The original Switch had a measly 32 gigs. I can't believe we played on that, honestly, with that tiny storage, base storage. But now 256 gigs is gigantic for Switch standards, at least. That's a lot more storage. Magnetic Joy-Cons, it's going to have the satisfying click to it, and hopefully they are sturdier than the original Joy-Cons, because the original Joy-Cons, they drift very easily. And apparently the price the original Joy-Cons were really expensive to buy if you wanted to get new ones, but these are going to be like $80-90 apparently, which is insane pricing. That a lot of people are complaining about the price, which is understandable, but the console itself is going to be $450 altogether, which honestly isn't too bad. I mean, it could be cheaper for sure, but I know some people hate it, but I feel like that's somewhat reasonable for the console upgrades it's going to get. But it's just the separate stuff you have to buy. Like, you don't have to buy, but if you do buy new Joy-Cons, it's going to be pricey. And some of the games like Mario Kart World is going to be $90 apparently, which is insane. So like, I think if you buy it digitally, it's going to be cheaper for some reason, which is interesting. So, Nintendo bringing some controversy as always with something, but I'm still going to get it, man. I know it's pricey. It's going to suck to pay $90. I don't think it's for every game. It's just Mario Kart, apparently. There's the Mario Kart inflation, something going on there where it's going to be a little bit more expensive, but I guess for the greatest Mario Kart game of all time, probably, it makes sense, I suppose. I don't know. It's going to be expensive, but it is what it is. So yeah, 3D audio, new buttons. There's the storage size. There's USB ports, of course. And the dock is looking clean. The dock is it's like a 4K dock with like fans, and it can run better and everything. There's the storage, like I said, 256 gigs. That is great. That is so much more. Thank goodness. And then they talk about the dock, which looks really cool, where you have this fan ventilation thing. Yeah, just looking really sleek. I mean, the original Switch was sleek for the time, but we needed these kind of upgrades. Plays compatible with Switch games, so the backwards compatibility is going to be amazing. And of course, you can upgrade your games as well. if you need them, or some of them are not every game is going to have an upgrade, I don't think, but there's going to be optional stuff for that. And then this thing, I thought this was like a tutorial thing that you can do in the settings, but this is a separate game just to tell you about the Switch, which hopefully is not too pricey. This is interesting. It's like a game talking about the Switch. It's like you're going inside your Switch, hacking it, like it's Nier Automata or something. But yeah, I thought this was just a tutorial in the settings, but it's actually a whole game. So that is interesting. I don't know if I'm gonna get this because I don't know. I guess if you really want to try it, and the mouse controls, which were leaked before, that is really cool. There's features that you know, obviously utilize that. There's the mouse being used for golf. And the mouse integration is something cool because I don't think any other game console has really done that besides obviously a computer, but you know, those aren't consoles. But yeah, the mouse compatibility and the ability for it is really nifty, and I like that they integrated that. So, and then the SD cards, they're talking about that, and then system transfer. The Nintendo Switch 2 Pro Controller. Another question is, will the original Switch 2 Pro controllers or Switch controllers work with the Switch 2? It should be, considering the games are backwards compatible. I hope I can still use my regular Pro controller and I don't have to buy a new one. But the Switch 2 is going to be obviously better with the new features and everything. So just overall looking pretty clean. It's just the price is a bit iffy for a lot of people, but you know, people don't want to pay too much money. Money is very important, obviously, and it's available June 5. That is an insane release date for the Switch 2. I can't wait, man. So they also talk about some of the old Switch games getting the upgrades, like, you know, the goated games Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, some of my favorite games of all time, getting Switch 2 editions, which is nice, so they can run better on the Switch 2, and also have some new features like Zelda notes, which would have been nice for the game when they were released. There's also voice lines for Zelda and stuff, which is really cool, adding more lore to the game, which they don't talk about here. Some of it's going to be on the website and whatnot, and in other videos. But yeah, the Zelda notes, you can see like Korok seeds, because before, when I played Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, if I needed to find Korok seeds, I would look up, you know, these interactive maps, and now you can kind of have this on the Switch app, and you know, for people still playing these games, you can definitely use it, which is a really nifty feature. I mean, look at this. Yeah, voice memories, you can look at the map, and there's all the Korok seeds. So yeah, really cool. There's voice guidance, so these are really nice features for, you know, even though these games are older now, I mean, they're not even that old, especially Tears of the Kingdom, but it's still nice to give these games updates, because they're still amazing games, some of my favorite games of all time, like I mentioned. So really cool to have Zelda notes. I like that. They didn't have to add this, but I'm really happy they did. Kirby's Forgotten Land as well is being shown. Metroid Prime Beyond, Legends ZA is also getting those Switch 2 editions. And then they show this game. I love basketball. I play basketball in real life, but this is a funny choice to put them on wheelchairs. This game, man, Dragon Drive, interesting concept. You can move around and dunk and spin on the ramps and cool and stuff, and it's cool, you know, but I don't know if I'm gonna get this, even though I love basketball. Definitely pretty funny. There it is. So I mean, definitely looks fun with friends if you do get it, but I don't know if I will. It's racing on the wheelchairs, using the mouse controls as well, so there you go. So definitely interesting game, which I don't know how many people are actually gonna play it, but definitely something interesting. And now we get Elden Ring on the Switch. This is dope. I mean, I've never played Elden Ring. It's on my to-play list for sure. I'm probably going to play it on PlayStation anyway, but the fact that we're getting Elden Ring on the Switch is amazing, and it's surreal to see Nintendo finally get all these games that were only on PlayStation or Xbox on their new, more modern console, man. It took a long time, but we're finally here. Elden Ring on the Switch is something that a lot of people never expected, you know, a couple years ago. It's insane. So finally we're here. Elden Ring, I don't know much about it because, like I said, I haven't played it, but it's on my to-do list. Capcom, they're bringing over Street Fighter 6, which is really cool. Another great game, another, you know, classic fighter. And there's also going to be amiibos for some of the characters, which is dope. That is really cool. Yeah, so the amiibos for these, for, yeah, like Luke, Jamie, Kimberly, maybe Chun-Li will get one, who knows. I'm sure Ryu will. I mean, it's Ryu, right? And then they also show some other games. Split Fiction. Split Fiction is also on my to-do list. I wanted to get it, but right now I'm playing through Nier Automata, which is tough to beat. But Split Fiction is coming out, or it's already out on PlayStation, but it's coming to the Switch as well, which is amazing. And this game, I don't know what this one's called, but looks cool. There's Damon Ex Machina. So yeah, Split Fiction. This dude is hilarious. Really looking forward to playing this game. I don't know if I'm gonna get it on Switch 2, but the fact that it's an option is really dope. So, and then we're getting some sports games as well. EA Sports, I mean, EA has very controversial company, but it's, you know, it's sports games, right? There's still a market for casual gamers who play sports games, which I know most Nintendo gamers that are like me don't play sports games. But if you're a sports fan like me, you also play them, so I'm a bit different, I suppose. But most people don't care about sports games, but there is still a huge market for people who only play FIFA or 2K, as some of you guys might know. Hogwarts Legacy's coming to Switch 2, really cool as well. A game that I'm not really interested in playing, but it's just amazing to see all these different games finally coming to Switch 2. You know, and there's also another huge game. Hitman is coming. Like, this is incredible. Bravely Default. I got baited right here, and I thought it was like a Final Fantasy IX remake or something because it looked like Garnet from Final Fantasy IX, but it's not. My brother played Bravely Default. I didn't really play the game, but nice that it's coming to the Switch too. And then this is a big one for me. Yakuza 0 is getting a director's cut version. I'm a huge Yakuza fan. It's one of my favorite game series. I've played almost every game in the series except for the newest one, which I'm still going to get to eventually. But the director's cut for Yakuza 0, which is arguably the best Yakuza game, is coming out, and it might be Switch 2 exclusive. I don't know. But this game, if you have not played Yakuza, please give it a shot. There is no other game quite like the Yakuza series. It's just pure insanity across everything. Side quests, and then we have this like multiplayer mode where you can do like the director's cut is insane. They could have easily just ported it, but they're adding new content to one of the best Yakuza games. That is incredible, and I might have to get that even though I already played Yakuza 0. And then here, I was freaking out a little bit because I heard Zelda's voice. And I was like, is this Tears of the Kingdom DLC? One of the things I wanted for Tears of the Kingdom. As much as I love Tears of the Kingdom, I really wish the game had DLC because I think that would have helped the lore a lot. And it felt like it was missing a little bit of something, so the DLC would have helped. But it's not Tears of the Kingdom DLC. It's actually a new Hyrule Warriors game, which I'm still excited for. I love Hyrule Warriors and Warriors games in general. And, you know, it's deserving for another one. We had Age of Calamity, which was great in my opinion. Some people hate it, which I don't understand why, but you know, to each their own. And we're getting one for Tears of the Kingdom called Age of Imprisonment. So basically, when Zelda goes back into the past, there's going to be some playable, you know, hack and slash gameplay, which is dope. So I can't imagine Link is going to be playable because obviously Link is back in the real world or Zelda's timeline. So I don't know if Link will be playable, but we're going to be able to play as all the champions. Or not the champions, sorry, the Zonai characters, probably some new ones as well, Zelda obviously, so I'm probably going to get this because I just love Zelda. It's one of my favorite series of all time as well, and I loved Age of Calamity, and yeah, the guys with no faces are going to be in the game. Yeah, Hyrule Warriors, Age of Imprisonment. I will say it doesn't look as hype as Age of Calamity just because Age of Calamity had more, I feel like, more interesting roster, but we don't know the full roster yet. But Age of Imprisonment definitely looking cool, coming this winter. So I'm excited for that. Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack. We're getting GameCube games to the Switch, and some of these games are absolute classics. So for the Fire Emblem fans out there, we're getting Path of Radiance, which is amazing. Path of Radiance finally, without having to emulate it or pay hundreds and hundreds of dollars, which is really cool. So that is nice to have because the Tellus games are very, very hard to get your hands on physically if you're actually trying to play them. So at least we have Path of Radiance more easily available. Wind Waker, classic, one of my favorite Zelda games of all time as well, coming to the Switch 2. It's not the, you know, it's not like a Switch 2. I mean, we already had Wind Waker HD, but people want another remake for Wind Waker, I suppose. And then Soul Calibur 2, another classic. This is one of my childhood games that I absolutely loved. Link is in it, one of the coolest guest characters, and it's coming to Switch 2. Really cool. You know, this is a classic. There's my boy Link. Love to see it. So here are some of the GameCube titles you can get for the Nintendo Switch Online expansion. There was Path of Radiance, Gale of Darkness, Super Mario Strikers, Luigi's Mansion, some absolute classics that are going to be nice to have because if you're going to make us pay for online, you better make it good, and this is definitely a nice step in the right direction. So hopefully they'll add Wii games sometime down the line. And you can also get a Nintendo Switch GameCube controller. Not a pure GameCube controller because it has the camera button and some switch buttons, but still, you know, it looks like an original GameCube controller, which is cool. So you can get this as well. Yeah, so definitely awesome to see. And then moving on, there's some other games, Borderlands 4, 2K, which I'm a 2K fan, but probably gonna play it on the Switch. And then this is the big one for me. Another one of my favorite games of all time, coming to Switch 2, and that is Final Fantasy VII Remake. So I've talked about before, Final Fantasy is my new favorite RPG. It's surpassed Fire Emblem in a lot of ways. I still love Fire Emblem and Fae, obviously, but Final Fantasy has become the standard for me when it comes to RPGs, and Remake was my very first Final Fantasy game that I played back on the PS5. Well, I'm saying back on the PS5 like it's an old console, but on the PS5 when I got it a couple years ago. And this is the remake that got me into it, man. And if you've never played Final Fantasy and you've never had a PS5 or anything, or a PC to play it on, this is the time to get it, because Final Fantasy VII Remake is amazing. It's an iconic game for a reason, and you can see now with the Switch 2, it's going to have it on it, which is crazy. I didn't think I'd be able to say that. So another game I highly recommend if you've never played a Final Fantasy game. And it's not Rebirth. Rebirth is the second game, but eventually you'll probably, hopefully, be on the Switch too. But the first game with the DLC is nice to see. Silk Song is finally coming. This is a meme that a lot of people wanted to see. It took so long, but it's finally here. Really cool additions. And we're almost at the end of the direct here. Professor Layton as well. So this is a From Software game that is going to be Switch 2 exclusive, and people are saying it's like Bloodborne, kind of like a Bloodborne successor. I've never played Bloodborne, but this is a big deal for a lot of people. And the fact that it's Switch 2 exclusive is crazy, because you'd think this would be on the PlayStation or Xbox or whatever, but it's only on the Switch 2. So I guess somebody from Sony messed up or something, because this game looks incredible. I don't normally play these kind of games. Maybe sometime I'll try it. There's just so many games, so little time. I'm still catching up on games that I never played or didn't get to play when I was younger. So maybe one day I'll try this, but this is looking crazy. I mean, the graphics look amazing. It's definitely that dark fantasy vibe with, of course, vampires and violence and dark creatures. So this one's called Duskbloods, The Duskbloods. And yeah, Switch 2 exclusive, man. Crazy. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but it's gonna be pretty cool, I think. And let's see, yeah, the Duskbloods right there. And then we have one of the last things they showed, which is Kirby, the adorable pink blob ball balloon. And first, some people were thinking this was Smash, because Kirby is kind of like one of Smash's mascots as well, but it's actually Kirby Air Ride. And I'm so excited because I saw the Star Warp, or the Warping Star, and I knew it was Kirby Air Ride. Kirby Air Ride was one of my favorite games from my childhood. I played it a ton with my friends, and it's kind of like an alternate version of Mario Kart, even before World introduced the free roaming. Kirby Air Ride had the free roaming, it had City Trial, which was a goated game mode, and now the Warp Stars have their boosters on them, because I don't think before they didn't have that design on them. So Kirby Air Ride is back after 20 something years that it was on the GameCube, and like I said, it was one of my favorite games of all time, and I'm so excited that it's getting a new game. It's coming back, man. This is so exciting. Mario Kart's getting one, or a new Mario Kart game. Now we're getting a new Kirby Air Ride game. I can't even talk. Some of these vehicles were in the original as well, so I can't wait to see what this is going to have. They didn't show too much gameplay of it, but this one's called Kirby Air Riders, of course produced by Kirby's father, Masahiro Sakurai. So I'm so excited to see him back working on a new game. And I think this might have been the game he was talking about, because he tweeted that he was working on a new project, and this might have been the one he was talking about. Not Smash, maybe Smash. I mean, I said it before, but I don't think they're gonna release a Smash or a console without a new Smash Bros of some kind, but we're not gonna get it at launch. Maybe who knows, but we'll have to see what happens with Smash Bros, or if Smash Ultimate gets like a upgraded version or something. I don't know, but either way, I'm happy to see Kirby Air Ride. That is one of the big news for me. And then they're showing a new Donkey Kong game. This is called Donkey Kong Bonanza. I'm not the biggest Donkey Kong fan. I played a few of the games. I played the one on the Game Boy the most. I forgot which one it was called, but that one was really fun. Played a little bit of Donkey Kong Country Returns, and Donkey Kong's the GOAT, man. He's one of the coolest and funniest Nintendo characters. But the new design for Donkey Kong is something that's a bit controversial. I'm not a big fan of it. I don't hate it, but I don't know, he just looks a little more goofy, and I kind of like this older look better, like how he looks in Smash and stuff. But he's got, like, I don't know, he's more expressive, I suppose, but he doesn't look as menacing. He's definitely more goofy, but this is a cool Donkey Kong game. Looks like it's going to be all kinds of exploration, and yeah, so I might have to check this out when it drops. I think it drops in July, something like that, so not too far away. So Donkey Kong fans, rejoice, you're getting a new game. That is really awesome to see for big old Donkey Kong. And that was the last game they showed in the Direct. So June 5, they didn't drop the price during the Direct here, because I guess they didn't want to add more controversy, but they did, because the Joy-Cons themselves, if you buy them separately, they're apparently $90. That is an insane price, man. And then the games themselves are $80, I think. At least Mario Kart is. I'm pretty sure the games are $80 if you buy them physically. Digitally, I think they're cheaper. So yeah, it's just Nintendo, they gotta have some kind of controversy, I suppose. As much as I love this in this console and I'm so excited for it, why did the price have to be so expensive? I don't know what's going on. You know, I mean, we were already struggling to keep games under 70 sometimes, and I understand this is a better and bigger console, but $90 for Joy-Cons is insane. So I'm just hoping these are really sturdy and they don't break and drift too much. And you know, scalpers are going to be out there as well, so you have to watch out. I think pre-orders are out soon, in like a week or something. But yeah, the prices are ridiculous, man. They need to, I don't know, I don't think they're going to lower it, but this is going to give you the green light, or Rockstar Games the green light to be like, oh, they're pricing it this much, let's make GTA 6 $100 or something. That would be insane if that happens. Hopefully not. But I just think the prices are too expensive. I think most people agree the prices are way too high. But either way, that aside, I think the console looks incredible. So many great upgrades and features, and so many of my games that I already talked about in this video. Like a lot of my games, favorite games of all time, are either getting remasters or some kind of upgrade, or just getting a new game in general. Like, this has been an amazing direct overall, besides the prices. Just still out of 10, it's still a 10 out of 10 for me personally. So let me know what you guys think down below, what do you guys think about this direct, because I'm so excited for the console. It's 2 months away, man, basically. Like, it's insane. Switch 2 is going to be so much fun, and yeah, again, besides the prices and like the $50 camera and stuff, I'm very excited. So yeah, that is the video, guys, and my thoughts, and my quick thoughts. I didn't want to make this video too long, but hopefully it was somewhat digestible. I just wanted to, you know, get my thoughts out there as usual. But yeah, leave a like if you guys enjoyed. Please stay safe out there. Peace out.